Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. God is good, and thank you so much for joining me today. Oops, I got a little feedback there, a little playback issue. Oh, it's just me. Okay. Hope you're doing well. Sorry for the late start today. What's up, Mondoon? Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you and the family are doing well. Yeah, sorry about the late start today. I got home a little late, and then so my lunch is a little late, and then I was literally about to go and hit go live, and I was like, oh yeah, we're starting the Elden Ring style music where it's a new theme, you know, and so I couldn't go live with the Goemon thumbnail, so I had to just, you know, I just slapped something together real quick. Slapped it, I say. Threw something together real quick, and you know, got started when I could, so. But yeah, hope you're doing well, man. You know, yeah. I know what you, slapped it. Yeah, it's now canon, yeah. It's official. Add it to the lexicon. I'm excited, though, to get into this new theme for the month, because as you know, as you're very well aware, because I haven't shut up about it, I've gotten super invested in Elden Ring. I know I'm, what, 4 years late? 3 years late? When did it come out? 2022 or 23? Weird that it's already that long. Hey, Murdoch, on the way to camp, I wanted to say hi. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hope you and Alexi, Addison, and Maddie. Well, nice. I hope you guys all have fun. Be careful on your drive. But I appreciate you hopping in. And yeah, just enjoy your time at getting away from everything, you guys. That's always a nice. It's always just a nice little thing, you know. Just take a week away from things. It's been a while since I've really had a solid week away, but yeah, you guys will have fun. You relate to the Elden Ring train yourself. Yeah, man. Honestly, I hated the game when I first played it. I was just like, how is this so popular? Like, I couldn't stand it, and so I put it down for like a year or more. I mean, and I put like 10 hours into it when I first got it, so it wasn't like 30 minutes and I was done. But I just couldn't get into it. And then for whatever reason, I thought I would give it another go. Turn this one down a little bit. I'm glad I did too, because man, that game is awesome. So I'm excited to try to capture the feeling of that game the best of my ability. I think there's one somewhere in the archives. Somebody had requested that I do a song like that a couple years back when it was still the new kid on the block, and I don't remember what song it was. It was like maybe In the Hall of the King or something like that. Something, I can't remember. I'll have to go back and find it. Howdy, Shadow. Howdy. How you doing today, man? I gotta do the DLC. Oh, absolutely. I still gotta pick it all up. I might wait till it's on sale, possibly, because I think they're basically like $40 each, right? The DLCs, which is a little bit high for DLC, but I know with the just how much content is in the base game, there's probably a ton of content in the DLC as well. Living the dream. I know I think there's multiple forms of that guy. So I still don't know, like I still am not done with it. I thought I was getting close to being done with it the other day, but I got to the air tree and they were like, no, you gotta go back and do this other thing first. So there's no telling how much more I have, honestly. I did kill a guy. I think it was him, but I've seen him like on YouTube Shorts where he had like a rematch basically. So I haven't done the rematch with him. I think I killed the first version because it was called like Mog the Omen or something. Moog. Let me see if I can find while we're sitting here before we get started. Oh, you know what? I was gonna hook up a fan in here. I'm already regretting not doing that. It's getting toasty. Patreon.com/abitbybitsound. Sponsor of today's episode. Today's stream. Two versions of Moog. Yeah, so I did the one in the city area, the underground city. And man, he gave me, that was a tough one for me. I actually, so when I first got to him, I thought he was actually like progression. I thought he was like a story boss that I had to beat to get through. And so I was just stuck on him for a while. And then so I went and, explored around for a bit, leveled up a lot more, blah, blah, blah. And then I came back and I still couldn't beat him. And I was like, dang, this sucks. I got like 20 extra levels and I still couldn't beat him. And then I like kept exploring the city, and then I was like, oh wait, no, he was like optional. Then I went through and fought like who I was actually supposed to fight, and then I was like, oh wow, I'm like a bit overpowered for them right now. Wait till we get to the second version. Yeah, I can imagine. Hey, what's up, C. Coulter? How's it going, man? Castle of the Betrayed King. That's the song. This was November 15th, 2022 is when that one released. Good. Who is Murdoch? You actually know Murdoch. Murdoch is the orc. You and Murdoch have... Yeah, I know, but who is he that I know? You and Murdoch actually have a handshake, and I think you guys do something like this, right? Like where you go, something like that. That number? I don't know. Like I may not have done it right because it's not. What's up, big boy Murdoch? I'm not sure if he's still listening or not. They're driving to camp right now. But if they are, now you know. Okay, so Castle of the Betrayed King is the first one I did that was quote-unquote Elden Ring-like. This was before I played the game. He's texting while driving, putting everyone in danger. I was hoping somebody else may have been texting or typing in chat. And honestly, the way the messages were phrased, I think somebody else was typing for him. They were just on his account. You know what I mean? I need to grab a fan. O'Doyle rules. O'Doyle rules. O'Doyle rules. I need to grab a fan really quick because it's already getting a little toasty in here. I got one in my other room. Let me jump over here. And let me bring this scene up first. Praying for safe travels. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, let me grab my fan because I'm going to need it. Be right back. Much more bueno. All right, man. 2:16. Got a lot of work ahead of us. What's up, Scrap? What's up, brother? How you doing? It's just about to get started. I've got a excelente. Muy bueno, as they say. That's French for awesome. Okay. You got some game art to whatever. It's very, very cool. That's a very Orange Cassidy kind of response. Game art to whatever. Keyboard cam. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. It's... Where is my thing? Here we go. Got the whole gang together, man. Well, mostly. I don't know. Remy is usually here a little later these days, but then he's also usually lurking for a while because he's just working on stuff. But all good, all good. Do you know Shadow in real life? I don't think so. I don't think so, because I've never met Shadow in real life either, but Shadow's a good guy. I like that you asked me and not him. That's okay. Yeah, no, we've got a lot of work ahead of us, not just with the Patreon stuff. I managed to finish up this weekend. I put in an extra... I don't normally work on Saturdays. I try not to. I try to keep that day open, but I worked a shift on Saturday, and I got done... I finished up Slopeside Kings stuff, and so that project is complete for me, and Mr. Modesto himself was very happy with the results, so that was great guy to work with. Really, again, I encourage you guys to wishlist Slopeside Kings, pick up the demo. Let me bring it up on here. It's in my store, or it's in my library, I mean. Here it is. Slopeside Kings. Wait, why did I click community? Store page. I believe it's coming out... Well, I don't want to give a specific date, but I think he's planning on release within the next few months here. But regardless, there's a demo out. So grab it, wishlist it, do all the things you need to do there. Great guy. Hey, don't spread rumors about me, such as being a good guy. It's too late. It's too late. That info is out there. It's on the internet. And as you know, the internet's forever. Made a door annotation so I can have side doors more easily seeable. Oh, nice. That's cool. Haven't played a snowboarding game in a while. I might have to. Yeah, dude, I remember in the late 90s, snowboarding games were like... they were just, you know, on top of the world. That you had like 1080 snowboarding, you had SSX Tricky, you had Snowboard Kids, you had Sportsman, Snowboard Man. I can't remember. There was like after Tony Hawk came out, then there was a bunch of other ones where it was like, pro pro bicycler or whatever. They had a Tony Hawk version of for bicycling. I think they had one for snowboarding, like Sean McGrath or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, slope snowboarding games were very popular there in the late '90s, early 2000s. Had a snowboarding game on PlayStation where you can punch people next to you. Nice. Is skateboarding with more hill. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, okay. And then the other ad read, of course, is let me bring it up. This stream again is sponsored by viewers like you and my Patreon supporters. So thank you guys all so much for support on Patreon. It is patreon.com/bitbybitsound. Over 500 songs available, royalty free, loopable. 5 new songs every month. When there's a 5 week month, I got to update this actually. It's 4 to 5 songs. Lots of music each month. Depends on how many weeks are in the month, honestly. That's where we're at. But yeah, patreon.com/bitbybitsound. Let me just slur the ad read a little bit more there. Tony Hawk Underground 2 on GameCube was your favorite skateboarding game. I don't think I ever played that one. I think I've only played the first 3 Tony Hawks. And they were amazing. Okay, so let me adjust my microphone. Let's adjust this a little bit. There we go. So, dark, moody, orchestral, environmental, ambient kind of stuff is what we're going to be going for. Turn up my headphones. As always, let me know if volume is okay. It should be roughly okay. Should be ballpark. But I'm going to be relying, I think, for getting like the core things down, I'm going to be relying on this VST, this library a bit, the Orchestral Suite 2, and this chunk called the Composer. Because it's got some really nice symphonic sounds there. Turn up my headphones even more. The fan is just very loud, but I'm not going without it. So kind of like that. I was messing with this earlier before I had to leave. So I think I might end up doing, actually, is figuring out a chord progression with just a piano. Hey, thanks so much for the gifted sub there, C. Coulter. Appreciate you, brother. I gave one sub to Neo Soul Gamer, which I know Neo Soul Gamer. Congrats, man, and welcome. But I appreciate it, brother. That's very, very kind of you. Trying to adjust my microphone. Yeah, so what I think I'm gonna try to do is find a cool progression just with the piano, and then I'll transpose that into the to that other library. So we just do like a C minor 7. Not that. No. The game is like really dark, so I want, but kind of like mystical, mysterious too. And oh, this would be a time where it'd be nice to have the bigger keyboard set up, but so like C minor, G sharp major, A flat major, whatever, A flat major, F minor, D, no. C minor, A flat major, F minor, and something to kind of like throw things off a bit. E minor. Let's see. Let's go back over here. So C minor. And let's take this. So with music, I mean, it's like there's major chords, there's minor chords, and then there's other variations, but like a bare essential is you got your major chords that sound like kind of uplifting, and then you have minor chords that sound a little darker and sadder, right? And it has to do. Oh, I turned my keyboard came on, but I didn't flip it over. Right. Anyway, here we go. I didn't actually push it to the scene. There we go. So it's like you have your major, which is happy, uplifting, positive kind of a sound. And then you have minor, which is a darker, sadder sound. And it's just a difference between like your chord, your scale, like your scale or your chord layout, right? So without going too heavy into the theory, there's one note difference that like changes the characteristic of the chord, right? So by dropping this one down one key, it just changes the quality of it. So yeah, no problem. Let's see. Oops. All right, so I'm doing a C minor, and then I want to do A major or A flat major. G sharp. So C, D sharp, Let's do G sharp 1. Yeah. Let's take this. F, C, and A. E. Sharp 2. And then, G3. F2. Four. G sharp 3. And this, that's just up and down an octave. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm still learning this particular library here, so I just remember that this was an option. Oh, no, wait. F7 sus. There we go. Okay, so. Oh, thanks for the clip there, C. Coulter. I hope I explained it okay. I kind of I got thrown off a little bit with the keyboard cam not being on, but hopefully it made sense. I have a feeling that I know what you clipped there, I guess. All right, so let's try to lay some stuff down because I've got some chords that I like with this composer thing. Yeah. All right, that's a start. It's okay. Let's duplicate this. And let's grab. There is a patch in here just called Elden Lord, which I've used so much in other stuff because it sounds so good. But I mean, I think we have to use it somewhere. Augmented Orchestra Natural. Yeah. It's a really great sounding string patch anyway. Oh, all good, man. All good. Yeah, that one's like way louder than the other patch there. Oh, whoops. Come on. Wait, why is it doing this? That chord I don't like. Well, come on. Maybe that instead. Would this dang thing open up? Sorry. It's just not cooperating with me right now. Whenever you double click one of these blocks, it's supposed to go to this little window down here. And I double clicked this like 15 times and it just wouldn't do it. Okay. All right. I don't know why I did that. Let me see. The songs this month are going to be very slow to start, I think. But once I get some momentum here, I think we'll be okay. Maybe that instead. I think I'd be minors. It's a combination of major and minor. Okay. Let's go back to our drawing board here a little bit. C minor, G sharp major, C minor. That'll be a cool one. C sharp major. Let's try that. C sharp major. go here and then do this. C sharp major. That is a very cool little feature. So if I hit this button, then I can just play a chord and then it plugs that in for me, what that chord is. That's honestly, that's awesome. Tension. All right, back to our drawing board here. Bum, 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 da, 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 He's like I like that progression also, but it like I don't want to go too bright with it too quickly. It's supposed to be dark and depressing, just like my camera is doing right now. Let's see. So I use, oops. Da, da, All right, C. Coulter, no worries, brother. Appreciate you being here. Have a great rest of your day. I'm going to speed it up just so I can get through the progression a little bit quicker and see how this sounds, but I want it at that slower pace. Actually, yeah, that's kind of nice. Okay. 80 tempo. Let's do that, and then here. Okay, I kind of liked that. Recall. Ricola. Okay. Let's duplicate that. And that's let me adjust that release on these actually a little bit. A little bit longer release. Yeah. And then for the second time through, we'll do this. Just go up a fifth with everything. Nope, whoops. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. All right, now let me add. Let's just try to like wash that out a little bit. Let's wash it out. A little bit of mm, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna do this. X. Hey, what's up, Rami? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well today, man. We're just starting to figure out something here. Somewhat. Just turn the mix up on this. Came to realize that sometimes when I tell myself I basically finished something, that later at night I said that, the less it meant. I mean, like, when you tell yourself you're basically done with something, and then later you realize you're like, I'm not actually really done with that. You got a lot more to go. Is that what you mean? Because I do that a lot, where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm basically done with this, and then I go back later and I'm like, I got so much more to do on this. That is relatable. Let's try. I don't think there's a ton of vocal work in Elden Ring. There's some, but haven't picked up a lot of that. There's a bit, actually. Hand feels shaky today, man. Way past midnight is a very blind point in time to say anything is finished yet. So that'll be a nice layer there. Let's actually take... I guess I can't follow that directly. Let's play it in. Yeah, screwed up. remember that last chord. So the last chord is F minor 7. All right, who's resonating still? There we go. F minor 7 is what I need this last chord to be. So F, C sharp, C, do. Oh man, my neck hurts already. It's only Monday. Ugh. Let's take these. Let's do that. For some reason, this choir library, if you stop things early and that like there's a sustain pedal like information, it kind of sticks. Which is not great. So it's like I'll hit stop and then it'll continue to sustain. Just listen to it, the sustain. Okay. All right. I need to like move a little bit more on this one. Like I said, I figured it was going to be kind of a slow start. This is kind of the style of the music, honestly, in the game. But I don't want to get locked into just listening to the droning chord for the same like 4 chords for an hour. What's crazy is that like at this tempo, we've really only done this one of these sections, right? But because it's at the pace it is, this is already at 1 minute and 40 seconds or minute 36. So that's crazy. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is that I'm basically finished. Let's see. Oh, it just feels good, honestly. Just leaning back like this. I'm just giving my neck a rest. I know, like I said, it's only Monday. All right, let's do. Let's go back to our orchestral suite. Dos. And let's actually pull from Composer again. Cinematic. The right ambient, okay. Oop, sorry. Why is it not controlling that one? Hang on. On track to be done with the character customization stuff by the end of the month. Nice. Still going to have to finish up the design and implement UI menu. All that before we can share the demo. Awesome, man. That's very cool. So what I'm going to do is take this to C. Might change the chords for this section here. I think I'll come back and do that though. Different turn around chords. That sounds really cool. I like that a lot, honestly. Wish this color knob was like dynamic. I think I have to re-trigger. Yeah. Re-trigger the key each time, which that's unfortunate. So what I think I'll do, actually, let's set it to G. Oh man, I really like this patch, and I can change the chords up with it. But I feel like this might actually be like suit a separate song. What was I gonna do? I wanted to go back into this one. Go into edit, yeah, because this is missing. So this is classical male long. Dude, this library is so cool, man. I'm really liking this. Let's do... So I've got 2 brass sections here. I've got string sections. Let's see. Wind ensemble low. Too high. Why I so pale? Why I so camera dark? What? Alright, let's layer this up. Cello, polywheel, legacy, cello wheel. Let's see. Bro, how is it already 3:13? I feel like I just got started. Oops. Let me think. Let me think. I also could pull from, what's it called? It's only 1:14. You just gotta change your time zone. Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right. Actually. Oh, it's Parents' Day. It's a new one. It's probably not a new one. That's just, I've never heard that one. I was gonna change my time zone and then I quickly got distracted. Well, happy Parents' Day, apparently. I was going to go to samples. Could also probably pull from Sky Realm. Although I want to pull from that very sparingly. So that's a bit more upbeat of a library. Maybe some percussion hits. These are so much louder than what I've been working on. Just turn this down. Maybe take this one and drop that in there. Let's see. Oh, man, the weekend is catching up on me. It was very, very busy day yesterday. Well, mostly yesterday, but also on Saturday. Although Saturday was mostly this kind of work here. But then I did, I spent the morning up till like 2 or 3. I can't remember what time I, clocked out. I was just finishing up tracks for Slope Side and then also for Mr. George and his game. And then the evening I spent just doing the basic maintenance, house chores, laundry, dishes, vacuuming, all that good stuff. And then Saturday, I was just like Sunday, all day, was just going to town. And I went a lot further than I had anticipated going, but I just had momentum going, right? And so I just like kept pushing forward till it was probably like 8 o'clock at night, roughly, when I stopped. But man, it needed it. There's a lot more that needs to happen. Playing a bit more RE9 when I need a break from work. It's so dang good. I've been enjoying those little breaks. Yeah, I've been wanting to pick that one up. I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale, probably. I think after I'm officially finished with Elden Ring, I'll probably pick up on either Xenoblade Chronicles 3 or maybe X. I have both of those. I've heard 3 is really, really good. That's what I've heard and seen listed as like the best in this. Oh, excuse me, best in the series. And so part of me is like, well, I should play X first, then Xenoblade X. If the third one is the best, because it would suck to play the best and then to take a step back. You know what I'm saying? But then it's also one of those things that's probably, it's all subjective. Woo! Need these two. So yeah, that'll probably be my next game that I do is one of those. Been playing Everything is Crab. I think I've heard of that. That's on Steam. Everything is Crab. Maybe I haven't heard of this. It doesn't look familiar. A brand new release. Oh, is it like a Survivors or Vampire Survivor style? I thought I saw. Kinda, yeah. Hey man, that's a winning genre. It's cool. I'll throw it in the wish list. It's good. You enjoying it? I got RE9 in the wish list, don't I? I've got to. I'm sure I do. Yeah, on wish list. Okay. It's dumb and amusing. It's my kind of game. Exactly as intended rather than by mistake, yeah. Let's throw this through here. I need to start going to town on this, man, and just start throwing stuff in, working around it. Da. This thing way down. That is not meant to be heard. That is meant to be felt. That little woo. No. Nah, none of these. This is not the right area. I think after that. Oh, you know what? Another one on my list. Maybe this will come before I jump into Xenoblade. I was gifted 9 souls. And I've been wanting to play this one. So maybe that'll be the next, because I think, yeah, I did. So I found recently, right? With my newfound love of Elden Ring, I now have a third genre to really get invested in, of the Souls-like, right? But I mean, I've heard people say that like Silk Song was a Souls-like, and I really liked Silk Song. You guys know I love my Metroidvanias, and I love, JRPGs. And I love horror games too. So those are like the 4 genres: RPGs, Metroidvanias, horror games, and now Souls-likes. Souls-likes. And before I got into Elden Ring, I beat it was a really short playthrough. Bow and the Path of the Teal Lotus. Bow, Teal Lotus. All right, Teal Lotus. There it is. Actually, I'm gonna take this off my wish list because I got it on the Switch. This is a fun game. This was like a little Metroidvania. It's very it was kind of short, like in comparison to like Silksong, which was insane. But I mean, I think this is made by one guy. I think I heard about this through the full-time game dev server, so I think he's a student there. Which is very cool. Don't really get what Souls-like means when people use it to describe games that side scroll or overhead. I mean, I guess it's like I'm still new to it, right? I wonder if this is listed as this even this is listed as Souls-like, which I wouldn't call this that. But I guess it's just like kind of difficult, and you lose your stuff. You'll lose your money wherever you die, and you got to get back to it. That's my very basic understanding of it. Again, I'm very very new to the genre. I really didn't like Elden Ring when I first played it, and now as far in as I am, I'm like, oh, I want to play Bloodborne now, or I want to play Dark Souls. I want to play what's the other one? Lies of P. That one looks pretty cool. Sorry, Captain. He just he's in the wrong spot. So, anyway, I think what I started to say was that I played an RPG, and then I played this Metroidvania, and then I played Elden Ring, and so maybe next actually needs to be a horror game, and then I'll just repeat the cycle. I love that you can't even see her in the camera. She's just... She just blends in. Let me switch back over here. She's barely visible. Anyway. Alright. I'm holding pure shadow, yeah. Oh. 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 That pure shadow just went crashing into my camera. Yes. If she wasn't so chunky, then yeah, she probably would be like super stealthy. I don't know why she's I think it's just because she's mostly an indoor cat. She doesn't really venture outside too much. Like, she has the option. I don't keep her in here or nothing. She's just... Yeah, she's a chunky one. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, she's like Beverly Hills Ninja style. There you go. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I remember really liking it. I mean, how could he not? It's Chris Farley. He's just so funny. do like that, maybe? 2, 3, 4. Kind of neat. What was y'all's favorite Chris Farley movie? I think for me it was probably Tommy Boy. I get him confused because Tommy Boy is the one where he's the brake pad salesman, right? And Black Sheep was the one where he was the politician's son, I think. I always get those two kind of like mixed up at first in my head when I'm thinking about him. Kind of the same way, like I always get Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore a little bit turned around in my head. I think that one's a little harder to get turned around because of Happy Madison Productions. Although I will say, yeah, I liked Tommy Boy. Oh, there's a wasp in here. That's cool. I liked Tommy Boy better, but I think Black Sheep had like the part where he's going to deliver, he's handing out the flyers or whatever for the to vote, and he falls down that hill, and it's just like the longest scene of him falling down. That still gets me, man. It's still so funny. Hold strong, little root. Oh yeah, the SNL skits. Yeah, I think my favorite. He had so many good ones, but I think my favorite was the Colombian crystals. That still gets me, man. Sir, did you know that you're drinking authentic Colombian crystals? What? He just used the stick vacuum to suck up a wasp in one of the upstairs bathrooms. Yeah, if I had my vacuum up here, I probably would go ahead and do that, but it's downstairs and he ain't hurting nobody yet. So he's fine for right now. I think I'm fortunate in the sense that like there's no women or children in the house. So I'm like, whatever. It's just he'll just chill over there. He's fine. I'll chill here. We'll live in peace. He'll get out the window eventually here. It's whatever. You know. This one was pretty big. Like he was ready to have Brock Lesnar. That's hilarious. Did you see that Brock Lesnar came back? Like they retired him, quote unquote, retired him. There's a mosquito here. I'll get him though, because I can't stand mosquitoes. Got him. That was weird. Why did that moderate that one? I guess. Whatever. I see it though. Yeah, they definitely backed up a truck full of money to his house. I don't get WWE's like I just don't get their thought process. They're just I got disconnected and reconnected. I think we're okay. That usually only takes a second. Yeah, they have a retirement thing for him, and everybody's like, wow, that was such a cool moment. And then like, what, like 2 weeks later, he's back, and it's just like, all right, well then that moment just didn't matter, you know. That's nice. Look up the writers on LinkedIn. It's full of feminists and idiots. I mean, that checks out, honestly. Unwatchable. Absolutely. It's I was kind of intrigued to like get back into it a couple of years ago, like when Cody Rhodes joined initially, and the beginning of his run. I was kind of intrigued. I didn't watch the weekly show, but I tuned into the pay-per-views. Excuse me, the paid live events, the PLEs. And I enjoyed bits of it, but for the most part, it just felt really, I don't know, it just felt weird to me. And like I was saying the other week, I didn't watch through 2024 or 2025, but I'm back kind of watching now, AEW. And I don't know, man, it feels like there's some kind of a direction there. It's not all good. Like they have some stinker storylines for sure, but there's some overall direction. It crazy to me that there was something recently where the head of the content or something was like, "Oh, we were so surprised at how well archive footage does on YouTube." What, really? That's funny. Yeah, even if they are putting out like a better product like these days, archived content would still do well on YouTube because people like to go back and relive and rewatch those moments. It's like even if they were doing well, that would still be like a no-brainer. I mean, it's just sitting in the archive. Just throw it up on YouTube and collect ad revenue. Like, it's just easy money. Sure, in their grand scheme of their production, it's probably not nearly as much as they make from their brand deals and whatnot, but still, it's just like, why not? And it gives the people content to watch. They make a little extra money on the side, Mostly saw it when Rock and Austin left, so all the way back in early 2000s. I watched a clip here and there, watched a little of AEW till Punk came in. Yeah. Honestly, like, so I didn't know much about Punk, and so when he came in, I was like, okay, cool. This is seems like a big moment. Everybody's super hyped. I can't wait to see what this guy does. And like, man, what a stain on the company he was. Just what an absolute train wreck of a situation that was. And that kind of killed it for me for a while. Like even after he was gone, like it just it was a downfall from there. Like during the pandemic, like AEW they were on fire, dude. They were putting out some awesome shows. And then he came in, and it was kind of like, at first I was intrigued, and then I got to know kind of what he was like, and I just kind of was like, I don't really like this guy. And then they kind of kept pushing him, and I was like, I really don't like this guy. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then they had him like beating one of my favorites, and it's like whatever, I know it's business, and the guy wouldn't be on top, but it was just like it was such an obvious how would you say it? Like, there's the guy Hangman Adam Page who they built up his ascension to the champion over a few years. I can't remember exactly how long it was, like 2 or 3 years of his story building up and his chase for the title, right? And he got it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he got it, and he had a couple months reign, but then they just took the belt off him to put it on Punk, who immediately had to drop it because he was injured because he's past his prime. But it was just like, I don't know, it felt like a very, very much a money grab rather than like doing it for the story, which putting Page as the champion was very much like for a great story, which it was. And anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I can't remember how I got on this rant, but I've started kind of enjoying AEW again, and I'm intrigued to see where it goes. MJF is like, he's such a great heel. He's such a great, like, he was even good at, he had like a little run as a face, but as a heel, man, he's like, he really is like the best in the world right now, in that role. Um, he's such an unlikable person, like as the character, right? Which makes you like him as like the wrestler, right? It's like you love to see him on the screen because you can't stand him so much. What do they call it? It's like when you can't stand it, they call it like go home heat or whatever. When it's just like, no, this person just sucks. I just don't want them on TV. As opposed to like, you know, the real good heel heat where it's just like, oh man, this guy sucks. Put him back on TV. Give him a mic again. He's awful. It's he seems like he's probably a really cool guy backstage, though. Honestly, like he keeps the kayfabe up, uh, really well for public appearances. But from what it seems like he's actually, you know, he's like a bro with everybody, which you want to hear. You know, you want whenever you find out somebody is just like an absolute like douche backstage, it's like, all right, well, I don't really care about this guy anymore. He kind of sucks. But when you find out they're actually like really cool and like just one of the homies, it's it makes you like them more, whether they're a face or a heel, doesn't matter. Like somebody who I grew to like a lot more when I started watching behind the scenes stuff was Ron Simmons. Ron Simmons seems like such a cool guy and like just such a like a legit uh like a legit tough guy, but also somebody who you could be really good friends with, you know what I'm saying? And as a kid, like when he was Farouk, I never really thought one way or another. But he seems super chill and unless you get on his bad side and then he does not seem super chill. Yeah, Kane is another one. He seems so he's really cool in real life, and I think Kane's awesome. Isn't it funny? It's like Kane and the Undertaker. As kids, when we were kids, they were like, you know, the most evil characters on TV, and now they're like, you know, professed Christians uh and Kane is like a libertarian. It's like this. That's great, man. That's honest. That's awesome. Yeah, Taker, absolutely. Taker is probably whoops. I would say Taker is probably the Undertaken. Undertaker from Timu is Undertaken. If you were to like do the Mount Rushmore or like the top wrestler of all time, I would probably go Taker. Like he's probably I'd say like the goat. And there's others you could like make. You know, you can make an argument people have made for like Hogan or Bret Hart, or Steve Austin. You know, all of them. Uh, there's absolutely arguments to be made there. I just think the Undertaker is like, uh, he wouldn't even be there without Hogan paving the way. I don't know. Like, I think that in the grand scheme of things, like he went through so many eras, and he um stayed relevant through all of them. And I think also for me, like I was saying, it's like their attitude and how they are. Um, Hogan is the one that told Vince to hire Taker. Well, that's cool, but I mean that doesn't mean that Hogan is automatically like greater than Taker. You know what I'm saying? Um, And I think it's just like the whole shebang, like the in-ring work, the mic work, how they were backstage, how they were as a just, a worker, how they were with other wrestlers, how they were with their gimmicks, because I feel like Hogan has a lot of stinker moments, you know what I'm saying, in his career. And I think a lot of those probably are more from like the WCW era. Although I didn't really watch a ton of WCW, so I can't. Maybe I shouldn't weigh in too heavy on that. Yeah, well, yeah, draw wise, Hogan probably does beat everybody. I'd say the close. I don't know. A close second would be Steve Austin, as far as just the draw. But I think like if yeah, I think there's more involved than just the draw. Plus, also like draw wise, it's like how was the draw like draw in his heyday? Absolutely, but how is the draw like across his whole career? You know, what was his? And I like actually don't know the answer to this. What was his drawing power towards the end of his wrestling career? Whereas if Taker was to, I feel like Taker had strong drawing power like throughout. Maybe not so much obviously in his early career, but I mean, who did? And everybody once they built up to that point of stardom. Um, I don't know. I'm definitely not a uh an expert on the subject or anything like that, but definitely outsold Taker on merch and all that. Probably, yeah. I mean, I think that's probably very true. But I think he still had some good. He still probably boasted some good sales numbers. I would imagine. Taker would definitely be my top 10, maybe top 5. Yeah, like for me easily top 5, if not the number one. Steve Austin is easily top 5 for me. And then like he's more of a newer guy, but I think John Moxley is in my top 5 personally. You know, I don't know how as far as what his legacy will be like in comparison to guys like Hogan or Taker or whatever. I don't know if it'll reach that height necessarily, but I think John Moxley's awesome. And then also like I know I'm just ranting about wrestling and I'm not working, but I'm just thinking about it. Like as far as just the merch sales go, it's like I wonder, like you have guys like Orange Cassidy who sell a ton of merch. And I love Orange Cassidy, but I don't know if I'd put him in. I don't think I could put him in top 5 favorite wrestlers. Maybe top 10, maybe. But as much as I love Orange Cassidy, then that would still be a tough sell. Go back and watch the Bret Hart stuff. Like I didn't watch him when I was a kid. I watched as an adult, and there's another wrestler. Yeah, yeah. No, I would like to watch more of his stuff. I've only seen a handful of matches from him. What was the Royal Rumble? Which I think Royal Rumbles are probably not the best to get a gauge of a guy, but he was like one of the last guys to come out. It was the one where like Stone Cold was in through most of it, and then Bret Hart was like one of the last guys. It was when Stone Cold was finally like getting his character really catching his stride with it. I don't remember what year it was, maybe 95, 96, something like that. I don't know. Amazing to watch. Wasn't afraid of getting people over. Yeah. And from what I understand, he really, really likes Bill Goldberg. He's like, he loves that guy. Sorry, that was too soon. Too soon. No, that actually does suck. That sucks that, like, what happened there. Yeah. I'm honestly not a fan of him either. Like, I don't... Loved him as a kid, but garbage person. I actually don't know too much about him as a person, so... But, like, everything I've seen of him as far as his wrestling ability goes and how much he was pushed, but he was just kind of like a... Yeah, he seems like he was kind of a garbage wrestler. I don't know how he got later on, if he improved. But, yeah. Let me save this. Eldon. I'll just call him Eldon. I might start a new project up and just start with some new sounds. We can keep talking. I should fiddle with sounds while we talk. That does suck, though, that, like you said, Bret Hart wasn't afraid of putting people over, and he's, working with Goldberg, and basically his career's ended because of it. It's like, that's very unfortunate. I would be bitter about it, too, honestly. Can't blame him for still being upset. I think this is the one. Yeah, that's true. I do know that. Yeah, wasn't it that match where he... I'm not sure the event, but where Stone Cold's busted open and Bret Hart puts him in the sharpshooter, or he puts him in a submission hold, and Stone Cold, like, passes out from the blood loss. That's how they... And, like, didn't he say that that's not how they... Yeah, okay. They told him ahead of time to not bleed, basically. And Bret Hart was like, well, we'll just do it anyway, basically. Yeah. See, I love little stories like that. That's what's really gotten me back into it, is hearing the different stories of, like, discussions that they had in the ring. I forgot to put this on. Just how they're, like, talking to each other mid-match, and you go back and watch them, and you're like, where are they saying all this stuff? They're having full-blown conversations, and it's just like, how? Where? Like, I saw a short recently of Big Show talking about Stone Cold putting him over, or helping him to get over, like, when he first started at WWF. And they told, like, Stone Cold, they were like, yeah, I saw that. That's great. But yeah, they were telling Stone Cold, they were like, all right, yeah, Big Show's going to go over on you tonight. And Stone Cold was like, I can't do a Stone Cold impression. These people didn't pay to see Stone Cold lose to the Big Show, And so Show was saying that kind of, like, rubbed him the wrong way a little bit, but also he was like, but I can play ball. He was like, I get it. He was right. Stone Cold was the star and Big Show was a new guy. But Stone Cold, like, they got to the finish, Stone Cold hit him with the stunner, and then he told, like, as they're going through it, Stone Cold tells him to kick out of the stunner, and he's like, oh man, he's trying to get me fired for doing this, but he just, like, went with it anyway. Anyway, he got hit with, like, 7 stunners before Stone Cold told him. He's like, all right, I'm blowing up. Let's go home. Let's finish it up. And so that made Stone Cold still look, awesome, but it helped the Big Show to look like a monster at the same time. Anyway, yeah, I love all the little stories like that. And here's the key here. I'm gonna attempt to get a little bit more done after my 30 to 40 minute wrestling rant. A nice set of chords. Oh, oh, da, 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 da. Skibidi-bop-bop. That's kind of nice. Oh, I like that. Let's keep that going. Hang on. 3, 4. Wrong button. Did I call a key a button? Oops. A nice healthy lunch of Oreos and milk. Honestly, dude, that sounds amazing. I haven't had Oreos in a while, but I do love me some Oreos. Oreos? Or Oreos. Yeah, the lunch of champions. Slow this down. 74. 73. Yeah, they really are. I've had those before. I'm not like gluten free or nothing like that, but I have had those. I can't remember where. But yeah, they taste good. They taste just fine. Real Oreos taste too fake now. I got the Newman ones, and those seem a lot better to me. I remember I used to get the Newman ones too. I do like the Newman's own brand, although I haven't bought any Newman's own stuff in a while. They are more expensive, yeah. I don't think I do most of my grocery shopping at Walmart now because it's just cheaper. I just can afford it. I don't know if they sell Newman's Own at the Walmart I go to. We in the ghetto. Excuse me. Gluten issue is usually a sensitivity to glyphosate, not the gluten. Glyphosate free, man. Get the glyphosate free ones. Isn't that just like the Roundup spray? Or am I misthinking? Yeah. Stuff's not good, man. Anecdotal story. There's a specific kind of cancer that's supposed to cause. Can't think what it's called. My brain went to Lou Gehrig's disease, and I'm like, that is something completely different, Bert. But it's something that kind of sounds like that, like where it's like a dude's name, but it's a type of cancer. Anyway, I'm not gonna be able to think of it. But yeah, Roundup has been like linked to that, and a former boss of mine, he used to spray that in his yard all the time. He even had me spray it in his yard several times. Like when work was slow, he just paid me to do that, and he ended up getting that kind of a cancer, and that's what killed him. I was like, and it's like I've seen a direct link to from Roundup to that. So am I allowed to say all that without getting flagged for misinformation? I don't know. Synth Anthology 4. As long as you guys don't report me, we'll be fine. Link to autism as well. Some experts think it's the leading cause, but I disagree because I see many other links. Yeah. Celex is different. Got that because immune system is so powerful I had to punch something. My immune system is just too strong. This is not right. This is like the start to Sonic Adventure 2. Sorry. Why is that so spacey? I'm honestly, obviously, not like a health expert, though. I used to think I was, personally. Believe it or not, I used to think that I knew everything about health, and then I learned I was like, actually, I don't know crap personally. But you know, everybody just do your own DY own R. What is the thing that I'm hearing? I think it's fair to just to I don't think it's a stretch to think that, yeah, maybe the food and diet that most people are on is not the healthiest and it's causing a lot of the health problems. I don't think that's like super controversial to say or to believe or anything like that, but that is the weirdest sounding. I don't like this patch, sorry. Deuterium, more of an issue for both autism and Down syndrome. Glyphosate certainly plays a big role, though. Glyphosate screws up your ability to utilize light properly to power your mitochondria. Straight up evil, yeah. And I always wonder, it's like, were they aware of that beforehand? Was that the initial goal? Or was that just like a byproduct and it was like, oh, that's like a bonus for them, you know what I'm saying? All I know is my midichlorians are pretty evil. Sith Lord. All right, sorry, I'm just piddle farting around right now. A sharp. A sharp. Well done. No. Deuterium, literally the worst thing about modern food. Absolutely no one talks about it. Heavy isotope of hydrogen left behind in processed food makes you store more fat in addition to a lot of other things. Plenty of bacteria and viruses freaking love deuterium. Deuterium? So thrive in it. Dude, about glyphosate and them knowing what it does. The answer is yes. Long story. They knew what they were doing. Yeah, that's not surprising. I kind of figured as much, but it's like how I don't know how I don't know how people like are like, yes, that's my goal, you know, but whoa, that's loud. That's the counter to deuterium poisoning. How do you treat it besides not eating food with it? Yeah, that second part there, that's a tough one. Like I don't know how. kind of sounds cool, but I need to like do it on my own. I'll do it myself. Gonna do it myself. Not so much poisoning as toxic levels occurs naturally in everything. We're just consuming like 20x the natural amounts. Ah. Eat more animal fats, cheese, meats, etc. And you can drink DDW, deuterium depleted water. It's expensive. I've never even heard of that. I don't even know where to start with that. Yeah, and then the key too, me chiming in with being a non-expert with the animal fats, cheeses, and meats and stuff, like good quality ones too, because you don't want to eat just like, I mean, this is like a obvious thing, like the processed, sliced like deli meats and stuff like that. That's very much different than like eating a nice steak or whatever. Obviously, me stating the obvious here, but I mean, like for a long time, people didn't think anything of it. Just like, oh yeah, deli meat, sure, it's just beef or it's just chicken or whatever, If you or a loved one ever gets cancer, start drinking DDW. Light water, okay. I've been trying to eat a touch better recently. I fail quite often. I had Taco Bell yesterday, but besides that, I've been trying to get more, like naturaler, healthier kind of stuff. Like I'm doing kefir smoothies pretty regular, actually every morning, to just try to help with my gut biome a bit, which is supposed to be really good for you. I'm sure like making my own at home would be better than the store-bought kind, but that's just where I'm at right now. And then just trying to eat more fermented foods, really, just to kind of tackle one thing at a time, I guess. This is useful info. Man, we've covered a lot of topics today. We've covered deuterium, glyphosate, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, Chris Farley. Yeah, actually, I haven't been doing the pre-workout stuff for a few months. I stopped. I still have like half of a thing left, but I stopped getting that, and I stopped taking it beforehand. I even stopped doing the whey protein afterwards, like the protein shakes, just because I was reading a review on the kind of protein I was getting, the specific brand, and most of it all was good, but one girl I saw, or person, I don't know if it was a girl or not, said that it was causing their skin to break out really bad, and my skin was breaking out really bad. And I was like, man, I'm almost 40. I hate that I still have like my skin breaking out. I'm almost 39, but still, that still counts as almost 40. So I stopped taking it, and I've been fine. It hasn't been like, oh, now workouts are way harder or anything like that. And so I haven't really noticed a difference, like a detriment as far as not doing that stuff. Definitely don't need anything high in neutronium. It's true. Why is this? There it goes. Did that get recorded? Yes. Bing, bing, and bing, bing. There we go. A single teaspoon would weigh 2 billion tons. That's how you put on weight. Now, that's just what Big Pharma wants you to believe, Scrap. That's what big Neutronium wants you to believe. I don't know. Once I learned a lot of stuff, stop taking everything except iodine because it has either 0. Oh, okay. Also linked to dementia. I believe it. I believe it. I also believe in a thing called love. Whoops. Pop, pop, pop. Big Neutronium doesn't give a single astrophysics about our theoretical health. Deuterium. I'm gonna say it different every single time. Deutonium is the elephant in the room about majority of health issues, but doctors aren't taught about it because of Big Pharma. Yeah, that's the thing is a lot of doctors these days, they just aren't taught about most things. Because exactly like you're saying, they're like kind of just like legal pill pushers at this point. The only time I like ever consider, okay, I need to go and see a doctor is if I have a physical wound like that needs to be sewn up, you know. And even then, even still, then I'm like a little hesitant at first. I'm like, does it need to be sewn up? It'll probably heal if I just pinch it, and I just put a couple staples in, maybe it'll be fine, you know. But if I'm cut open, you know, then I'm like, yeah, okay, let me go see the doctor. Let me get this taken care of. But if I got like a cold or a flu or something like that, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Die in the backyard before I go to the hospital. Yeah. I know. I know people who like at the slightest cough, they're running to the doctor, and I'm just like, how do you do that, man? How I don't get how people live like that. I just I don't know. I do not have that level of trust with doctors. YouTube is going to demonetize me, even though I'm not monetized. That's true. Generally, yeah, they do. Big YouTube's on the trail. Big YouTube doesn't want you to know. There's times where they'll refer people to dietitians, but then there's a lot of times they don't, to be honest with you, because like you know, the last couple of years of my dad's life, he was constantly in and out of the doctors because he finally had his Medicaid, Medicare insurance or whatever. And he was never a doctor's guy. Like through many years, he was saying the same kind of stuff we're saying here, right? And then I don't know, somehow he kind of just started going. What was it? He did catch COVID like when it first kind of started. And it hit him pretty heavy, you know, being a senior, and he did go in for that. And then that was kind of like the start of the cycle, I think, is what it was. And he would constantly go in, and he had all kinds of stuff that they really didn't refer him to a dietitian. They referred him to all these different specialists, and we're talking about just all this medication to put him on. So, you know, he probably should have seen a dietitian. You know, hindsight's 2020, obviously. Probably should have just gone and saw a dietitian and cleaned up his health that way. But yeah, they were telling him to eat a lot of not good stuff, really. And kind of the same advice you hear. A lot of things they would be like, all right, you don't, you know, stop eating eggs, stop eating meat. That's the problem. It's like, so, and they weren't dietitians telling him that. It was just your random doctor. Dad goes to physical therapy, and they're literally telling him eat seed oils. Yeah, butter is unhealthy. Yeah, exactly. That's what they were telling him too. Yeah. Had people 75 years ago like chain smoking cigars, eating, you know, just a pound of butter a day. Not really, but and they lived to like 98, 105, etc. Yeah, exactly. Ed Zachary. Ed Zachary. There we go. I don't know why I did that, but Oh, excuse me. Tonight's gonna be one of those nights where I'm like dead tired throughout the night until probably about 10 o'clock, 10:30. Then I'm gonna kind of like perk up and be awake. It happened last night. I was just so tired at the end of the day, and then I went to lay down, and as soon as I lay down, like I'm sitting in my chair watching, YouTube, and kind of like not like half dozing, not really dozing, but just like I was like, I just need to close my eyes. It just hurts to have my eyes open. So then I was just like, all right, let me just lay down. And as soon as I laid in bed, it was just like, oh wait, no. Here's my second wind. 10:30 at night. The body's just like, let's go. Stayed up till 11:45. Then my son was wild and loud from 3 to 6, so he's dead tired. Oh yeah. Sorry, brother. I never sit with dietitians for general overall diets. I just know family doctors aren't them. Yeah. So the advice given by doctors is more estimation than taught. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times it's like, again, the experience with my dad, they were just guessing. They were like, I don't know, it might be this. Let's go run you through a bunch of tests and see, which in one hand is fair because it's like, obviously they can't just look at him and be like, oh yeah, you've got like, you've got like a herniated disc in your spine or whatever. Or you have, this problem in your gut or whatever. But they just put that man through the mill. They just ran him through everything they could, and then they were like, "No, actually, it's not this. Oh, let's run you through all this stuff. Oh, no, that's not it." And it's just like, man. And he would get so frustrated with them. And another thing too, while I'm on my soapbox, he'd go. They'd tell him, he'd have his insurance. He'd go into the network of approved doctors. Find one within their network, book an appointment with them, find out, okay, there's no, I don't know all this stuff really, but they tell him, no, it's covered. You don't have to pay nothing. The visit's covered through your insurance. Then like three to 4 months later, he'd get a bill from that doctor saying, actually, it wasn't. Actually, no, you just owe $200 now. Oh, no, you owe $400 now. And he'd get so mad, and part of it they'd be like, but you need to reduce your stress. You got to stop being so stressed out. By the way, here's a bill for $400 that we told you it was covered 6 months ago. Stop being so stressed out. It was infuriating, man. Yeah, that's what it honestly, it pisses me off to think about it because, like, just he was put through that constantly over the last couple of years of his life, and it's just that's why, like, I mean, I have car insurance, and that's it because I'm required to. I don't got health insurance because screw them. And my sister's gone through the same thing, like where she got insurance, and then she got specifically dental insurance, went and got some work done on her teeth, and then 3, 4, 5 months later, whatever it was, got a bill of them saying, oh, actually, you know what? You still owe us money. It's like, so I'm like, well, why would I pay for that? Why would I even... It should be illegal. Yeah, I wish it was too. A full year afterwards, exactly right. And then like, oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, you're in Canada, so yeah, you have a very different system there. You don't have that problem. We just have to wait longer for medical things. Yeah, which I like. I don't think that's obviously not ideal either. Like, I don't know what the right answer would be, but I know what we have doesn't really work. I don't think the having to wait for a really, really long time for medical emergency stuff, I don't think that's the right answer either. I don't have the right answer, but I just know that none of this crap is working right. Also, a panel asking if you considered just dying. Oh yeah, yeah. That's a rough one too. Man, and there was one he went through the mill with them for, I think it was like 2 years of them constantly being like, you owe us money, and him being like, no, I don't. And actually, he was trying to get a check from them because they like overcharged him. I can't remember all the details. But yeah, it was like literally a 2-year process of them just dragging their feet and just being like, nope, no. It's like, man, you guys rake in so much money constantly. You just rake people over the coals. And you can't give this senior, this old man who did not, like, you can't just give him like his $100 back. Is that really, if I make a mistake in business, if I make an error in my billing or whatever, I should eat the cost, right? That's the price of being in business and making a mistake in your business. And so it's like, I don't see why, I don't know. I don't see why hospitals and stuff like that, why they make a mistake and it's like, well, it sucks. Sorry. I know we overcharged you, but oh well. Emergencies don't have to wait because of that. Other stuff requires longer waits. I really like the system here, but it might be different if I had a lot of stuff happening at once. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it's like obviously I have no experience with the way, the Canadian health system works. I've heard horror stories on both sides of the border, right? I've heard horror stories coming from the Canadian side from Canadian healthcare. I've heard horror stories. I've experienced horror stories in the U.S. healthcare. So, like I said, I don't know what the right answer is, but I know this crap ain't working. I guess the right answer is just don't trust the system. Just don't trust the system and take care of your own health the best of your ability. Only go and see the doctor if your arm's falling off and or legs. And love your family. Spend time with your family. Make money while you're young. And we are all still young, even in our late 30s and 40s and stuff. That's still young enough to be making money. Not that it'll buy you happiness, but just like set yourself up for retirement, set up your kids for their future a bit, Bible says a good man leaves a fortune, or I don't know, I can't remember how it's phrased exactly, but basically Bible says leave something for your kids, basically. Leave for not just your kids, but your kids' kids. I can't remember exactly how it's phrased, but that is a verse. So that's the answer, right? I don't know. I had no idea that this is how this stream was going to go. I've barely written any music, but I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Oh, whoops. Oops. Reload. Oh man, oh man. Yep. What is that? What is that? Is it this one? Yeah, it has, yeah, group therapy session, exactly. Every once in a while, I've been known to get on a good rant. I used to be way more articulate with them. I used to be like way more, more learned, well read. But then I kind of just embraced the brain rot. Just. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely like have felt like that. Maybe that's kind of what I was about to get at. Brain fog and cognitive decline. Like, I feel like, and my sister and I have talked about this, and she said the same thing. It's like, I feel like I used to be like a lot smarter and well spoken and more articulate and just able to retain information a lot better. And we did, and what we kind of, the conclusion we came to was we both did the vegan diet for like way too long. We believed what we read about that. We were just looking at vegan sources, and anything that said otherwise, we were just like, no, we just kind of dismissed it, which was not smart. Because I think I have a lot of health problems because of that diet. I think in the short term, it's like not bad for a cleanse, but like the very, very short term, and we were on for like 10 years, right? And so I think that did a lot of damage to my system. So anyway, the conclusion we came to is that probably screwed our brains up a bit. Like, we're dumber now, right? But I wonder sometimes, like, I'm like, that might not be all of it. Maybe there was something more to it. Maybe it's because of I don't know, constant dopamine hits. Maybe it's because of the diet, I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be. The test for CLX requires regularly eating the gluten that cannot be digested for a month. I did not know that, actually. I didn't know how they had to test that. That's weird. I guess it kind of makes sense to see. Well, I don't know. That's weird. D plus and blue. Is D plus? Is that the deuteranium? Is that just the abbreviation for it, or is that deuteranium overload? And blue letter impacting everyone didn't get so much worse till 2010-ish. Super high D plus. Yeah, okay. How do I test my D plus levels? Okay, I see. Is there a way to test it just to see, like, or should I just assume, yeah, because I did that? Okay. Okay. It's pricey, but in this economy, I'll probably just assume that, yes, I probably do have high dude levels. What's what we're going to call it from now on? We're just going to say the dude levels are through the roof. Yeah, wouldn't even bother with the test. Everyone is loaded up like mad if you're eating processed American food. Yeah. Lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks when I got celiacs and got better by not eating gluten anymore. Doc said, yeah, it's obvious you have it, but I haven't done official tests yet because that would be dumb. Right. At least the doctor was like, yeah, obviously. And not like, well, you might. Let's run you through tests over the next, like, 3 months before we switch to the next phase. Again, another just story. I remember my dad, this was actually like 15 years ago, but he got a kidney stone, and he had never had one, and so he didn't know what it was, but he was in severe pain. And so took him to the hospital, because he felt like his freaking stomach was exploding. And they said they ran him through a bunch of tests, racked up the bill, and then they told him afterwards, they're like, yeah, we were pretty certain it was a kidney stone. You had all the signs that it was a kidney stone, but we just wanted to check and make sure. And so then they charged him like $3,000 or $4,000, something like that, for all the tests that had nothing to do with kidney stones. If you survive the test, then you probably don't have it, yeah. If you float, then you're a witch. But if you drown, turns out you weren't a witch. So, works every time. It's not quite what I want. She turned me into a newt. Well, I got better. Why is this one so, like... Oh, it's probably just got this on. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Phaser off. Set your phasers to off. I'm just imagining somebody like tuning into this stream for the first time, or like seeing it posted after the fact and be like, oh, I like Elden Ring music, and then they like getaways in and we just start ranting about wrestling for a while and comparing Hogan to Undertaker, and then moving into big pharma and the government. Yeah, I think that's true. I think there's like some probably some general constants, you know what I mean? Like some pretty good rule of thumb for basically everybody of you know, yeah, you probably should avoid like super highly processed foods just as a regular thing. Just trying to think of like a specific food. But yeah, for the most part, it's like, yeah, it's everybody's gonna react differently to different foods, right? So it's like, okay, we'll just say Oreos because we were talking about it earlier. Probably just having Oreos, you know, probably not the healthiest option for us in general. I think it's probably not controversial to say that, but it'll affect each of us differently, right? Like for one, no all cake diet. Yeah, exactly. No all cake diet, but the right amount of cake is okay. Yeah. And that right amount is going to be different for each individual. It's like the right amount for me may be more than for you, or vice versa. But it's safe to assume that, yeah, probably not cake all the time. It's probably not the worst take in the world. Some truth to the ancestral diet, yeah. Yeah, I mean, just like natural whole foods, just stuff that comes, like, you know, just vegetables, aminals, meat, dairy, fruits, veggies. Captain just pushed off my coin. Full Armor of God coin. The hard part comes in when it's like, okay, yeah, I want to do ancestral diet. I want to do just like mainly fruits and vegetables and meat, but then you go to the store and you get it and it's like, oh wait, no, this is loaded down with uranium, dude plus, or this is loaded down with antibiotics, or it's loaded, or it's sprayed with glyphosate, or it's, you know, it's that's where it gets harder. It's because, like, yeah, if it was just you go to the store and you can get just nice clean food, then it really probably wouldn't be as difficult and complicated as it's gotten. But you know, it's like that's modern day farming, veggies and fruits ID. Yeah. Right amount is often too much cake, but that's my stomach's problem. Yeah. Yeah, I need to see if there's. I'm sure there are. I mean, I'm in Georgia. There should be some local farmlands, some local farmers that I can just go and get from. Yeah, it's that whole we like our convenience, but we're paying the price we pay for convenience is our health. And is that price tag worth it? Oh, it's been mostly cheaper for you? Oh, that's good. Yeah, honestly, if there was a local market here that, like, you know, that I felt like I could trust and had good quality food and stuff, and was nearby, like I wouldn't have to drive like an hour out of the way to get it and then get back. Yeah, absolutely. There's like a little Hispanic marketplace like down the street here. I've never gone in there. I was looking at it looking at it on Google Maps the other day, a couple weeks ago now, because I was thinking about that. It's like, is that like basically a local, like, would that have better quality veggies? But the reviews of it were pretty bad, honestly. It was like, yeah, this place is not clean at all. I was like, well, okay. Maybe not. Your city's A&Ws get their burger meat from local farms. Oh, man. But not there here. There used to be an A&W like near me. It was like one of those like joint places. So it was like half A&W, half KFC. And I liked it. It was just kind of like not in a convenient spot. It wasn't in a great location. It's not super far, but it was just kind of in a pain in the butt spot to get in and out of. So I didn't go a lot, but they took the A&W bit out, and now it's just KFC, which is sad. Because now that that's gone, I don't know where an A&W is. Yeah, exactly. AW. It's not a super big chain here. I don't know if it's how big it is for you guys, but yeah, it's really not a big chain here. There used to be one in a mall near me, but that mall's dead. I don't think there's anything in it anymore. I think it's like legit dead. I want to get local organic stuff or grown to organic standards. Farmers cut costs as much as possible. Would bet smaller farms use even higher percentage Roundup than bigger ones. Yeah. Yeah. just don't know. How do you trust? Who do you trust? Who do you trust? Who do you trust? It's all over the place there. Wow. They even have fridges for glass mugs. Dude. Oh, that's so cool. Man. Okay, we never had that. That's awesome, though. All right, I know I didn't get a ton of music done today, but I don't think I'm going to get a ton of music done here in the last 9 minutes either. So we'll just continue to chat. Dude, I think I talked about it the other day, but oh, that already exists. My favorite fast food place right now is Culver's. Which again is fast food, so it's not gonna have burgers from local organic stuff or organic farms. You stopped progressing on your work like an hour ago. Hey, well then I'm gonna bet that we all kind of did once we got into this conversation. Most our productivity today probably all kind of like came to a halt as we jumped into this convo. But hey, you know what? It was good. Maybe we got like a little bit done. You've been working but slower, yeah. Well, I apologize if I prevented you guys from making progress today. But I also came to a halt here. I mean, I think the other one, this first one we did, we got a little bit more meat on the bones. We did get ourselves a stew going with this one. I think there's something here. And to be fair, too, like, they're all long and droney stuff. Like, this is a minute and a half. A minute and a half of music is not bad. I know it's very sparse, but, I mean, we're getting foundations down, right? How long is the other one? I've got 224. All right, that ain't bad. Honestly, that ain't bad. 224 is nothing to shy away from, obviously. Well, you know, like you said earlier, I think I'm basically done. I think this is basically a completed song. I'll go back and think about it later and realize it's not. But you know what? Progress has been made. Let me jump here. There we go. You do have to wait on Unreal to process metahuman stuff a lot, though. Oh, okay. A lot of downtime in that process, then. Needs more cowbell. I would start hitting it, but Captain's laying right here, and she's like... freak her out. Just that alone is enough to wake her up. There you go. Captain Cam. The Void. What even is? Yeah, no, we got some stuff. I'm feeling like a lot better in general, because like I was saying earlier, we got Slopeside Kings was completed. So that was good. That was a big one checked off. I got stuff for George done. He's another one who I do stuff for him monthly. He's the Final Fantasy Tactics style tracks I'm doing. And I'm actually going to be doing a lot more work for him coming up here. And by coming up, I mean like now. Like I've kind of started, we've started in on something else here. So I'm relieved on one hand of having a project done, but there's still very much to do. Of course, got Remy's track to do. I got a track for all three of you guys. I got a track for Remy to get done this month. I still got your track, Scrap. I have not forgotten about that. It is on the list. And then I got contracted to do another song that does have he does want it kind of done within a month. for another project. I actually need to write that one down. It's not like I just got it Saturday. So assembly process of rigging a metahuman still happens in the cloud. Hope they eventually move that to local. Me too. I've been saying that for years, man. They need to move the assembly process of rigging metahumans, move it to local. I've been saying that. You guys remember? Go back to the streams from a year ago. I said it, probably. But yeah. So it's going to be a busy month. So really, if I can, like I said, I got 2.5-ish minutes started on this one. I got 1.5-ish started on another one. If I can knock these Elden Ring songs out pretty early in the month, then I can spend the rest of the month like focusing on the other projects. Get me on the petition to Epic. Thank you. I just didn't know where to sign up, I remember Bert saying things a year ago. He said, I don't remember, but that means it could have been that. Exactly. See? You were there. And I also still have Mondoons. I didn't say that in the list earlier. I know he might be in a meeting. He might still be lurking here. But I know I still got Mondoons. I got something for Scrap. I got something for Remy. I got something for this other guy. I got a couple tracks per month to do for George. And I got all the Patreon songs to do. So yes, busy, but I'm very, 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 very thankful. OBS disconnected and reconnected. There was too much good vibes. I think we're back. We should be okay. Usually when that happens, it's just... yeah. Basically. Are we back? Did it kick you guys out too brutally? I don't even know why. I think usually YouTube is the one that suffers the most from that, but we're back. Could have just been kick. Well, I got the little I got like a little pop-up that said OBS disconnected and reconnected. So I don't think it was just kick. I think it was everything. And I did see a little, there's like the little green bar at the bottom. It's like the little cell phone signal. I guess. I don't know what I'm doing. This way. It's like the little staggered. Anyway, it looked bad. It was red and flashing, and there was a little fire symbol next to it. And I just figured I would just ignore it. But yeah. All right, fellas. Well, I think we're gonna call it there since there's too many good vibes happening. Let me see. Actually, let me just turn up my speakers. There's too many good vibes happening, and they're trying to shut us down. Big kick, big YouTube started reviewing our conversations from today, and so they're starting to try to boot me. But as always, I enjoy it, you guys. I have a lot of fun doing these, and I'm always glad to see you guys and happy to hang out and talk about all sorts of stuff. So we're going to call it there today. You guys are amazing. Can't stress that enough. But I'm Bert, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye-bye. Oh, I should probably click the button over here, yeah? Okay. There we go. All right, bye-bye.